So Dan Bongino, okay, who was the deputy director of the FBI, steps down with rumored replacement waiting in the wings. Dan Bongino, a man who is loved by his audience. This is him saying it yesterday. I will be leaving my position with the FBI in January. I want to thank President Trump, A.G. Bondi, Patel for the opportunity to serve with purpose. Most importantly, I want to thank you, my fellow Americans, for the privilege to serve you. God bless America, and all of you, all of those who defend her, is Dan Bongino. Tom, what do you think about this, him stepping down here? Did you expect it? Are you surprised? Was it him or Patel? Was it one of the two? What are your thoughts?
Well, if you asked me a year ago, I would say right now I'm very surprised, but I sort of expected it as you saw the year unfold. Dan Bongino is a man of deep, narrow principles. And what I mean by that is he has his principles and they're not for sale. And he's very direct about that. And when you come to the FBI, which is like this sausage making machine with all of these interests and all of these people, and we've heard about Comey, we've heard about how the FBI works. You could see the frustration in Dan Bongino when he would have certain interviews. You could absolutely see it coming out because it's hard to be a direct control. You could be a DA in the city of Los Angeles and have direct control over your team. The FBI is so far-reaching, so many things going on. I think Bongino discovered what a broad and maybe a little corrupt here and here organization it was, and he really has deep set principles, very narrow focus, and I think that just kind of ground on him, Pat. I think that's what happened. You saw over the course of the year, maybe some of the light come out of his eyes, and you could see like a heaviness in him, and I think that finally got to him. And so a year ago, I would have been surprised, but I kind of saw it coming over these months, and that I called it this way. Maybe it wasn't very nice of me, but when I said that when he and Kash Patel were talking about, some things regarding Epstein, I called it, wow, that almost looks like a hostage video.
Right.
They are treating me very nice and I eat every day. And I was like, that's kind of weird. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, I think everybody remembers that clip of what happened. That's the one right there, Rob, if you want to make it bigger. And go straight to it. I'm glad you're doing that. So this is all the way at the end. Go ahead, Rob.
It's a big deal.
He killed himself. You want me to? I've seen the whole file.
Oh, God.
He killed himself.
Listen,
yeah, so that's the part with him. And then President had something to say about it with Dan Bongino. 11-second clip. Go forward, Rob.
Why he's planning to leave the FBI? Dan did a great job. I think he wants to go back to his show. Kash Patel? Yeah, I do.
Vinny.
And again, because we don't know everything and I don't know the inside, just like we had the conversation yesterday, I don't know my if I had to assume, I mean, him with the platform that he had and all the stuff that he was talking about with Kash, it felt like, remember the people like me that were like, yes, we're finally going to get something. I think when he came in and he saw what was going on and he was like, oh my goodness, and they told him basically, hey, listen, this is where this stops right here. Your passion, your push, all the stuff that you talked about on the show, you're going to be going after these bad guys, but these guys, you can't do that. And that's proof that video, for anybody that knows body language or the way speech, that didn't look like it was him speaking, especially not the guy from the podcast. That was not the Dan Bongino that we know. And I just feel like it took a while. Remember, it was a couple months ago when I said, I want to say 5-6 months ago when I said, if somebody comes in and as a Christian, a proud Christian, and you're not supposed to be afraid, obviously faith over fear, if you see something like that and people are abusing and you're told not to talk about it because X, Y, and Z are powerful, and then guess what? You should have walked away earlier. I'm happy that it's happening if that's what it is, but he should have walked away. I'm very curious to what the podcast is going to be like now because when you go on the FBI, Tom, you can't talk about your non-disclosure. You can't say anything. So is it going to be like I can't say nothing, but blah, 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 and is it going to be one of those allure Candace type podcasts where it's like, I can't say, but maybe this and maybe that. I hope the best for him, but it's not a good look.
Well,
I think
more than you can't say anything. There was a leak that came out that he and Pam Bondi got into it.
I heard there was an argument.
That he's like, wait, why are we holding these files? Why are we doing this? And she apparently drew a line and said, Dan, this is the way we're doing it.
Yep.
Adam.
Well, number one, Dan Bongino's a patriot, and all the people out there that think he's been compromised and, oh my God, we can't trust him now. check yourself before you wreck yourself. This guy has been for decades an American patriot. And just because he comes into the FBI as a deputy director behind Kash Patel, all of a sudden, everything that he's ever done is compromised. To me, that's BS.
Well, who said that? Who said everything?
A lot of people said that, including
No, I did.
including
wait. No,
including you.
Don't misspeak for me.
On.
Don't say I said everything.
Listen,
no,
tough guy.
No.
Do I start ranting and raving when you're ranting
Well, if
and
you're
raving?
lying, am I lying about you while you're talking?
I'm not even talking about you. Why are you making this about yourself?
You're saying everything.
Faith over fear, buddy. I have zero fear about you.
Okay, go ahead.
Shut it.
I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Thank you.
3 days to Hanukkah. Get the fighting
Anyway,
over
guys.
now.
As I was saying, Dan Bongino, American patriot. Number two, this is what happens when an outsider comes in, peeks behind the curtain and goes, oh, gotcha. Let me kind of fall in line on this one, because what you don't know, it's like kind of like the famous Cuomo phrase, you campaign in poetry and then you govern in prose. Once you see what's really going down behind the scenes, you kind of have to act accordingly. What I'm most interested in is he's going to go back to his show. I think he's a major partner in Rumble. Mm-hmm. So what are the odds that he's going to have a show again?
Oh,
He is.
ASAP.
Most likely.
Yeah.
So do you think he's a truth teller? I do. Is he going to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God? Most likely, remains to be seen. To put him in the category of Candace, of just asking questions and making up conspiracies. This is a real person with real credibility, with real knowledge. I'm excited to see what he has to say. He's not going to do bullshit speculating. He's going to give you the real facts. That's my opinion.
But saying everything that he's ever done, I don't think, who questioned everything that he's ever said? We're saying the stuff that the main thing that he was on his show constantly talking about was the Epstein files. And then once he gets in, what the main thing he did, Adam, was redact the Epstein files.
And why do you think he did that?
All the names
and
of
why
all
do you
the
think he did that?
Why do you think? Because he was told to. It's not a conspiracy, Adam.
Well, let's see what
it's the truth.
let's see what he says on his show.
He can't say anything on the show. That's the problem. Please
why
don't act.
Why are you acting so definitively like you have the answers? Go to VinnyHasTheAnswers.com and find out the bullshit that you're spewing.
Anybody that's watching, and the people in this room, didn't I say at the beginning, I don't know. My
Perfect. You should
is,
just stop there.
No, Adam, this is a show where you have opinions.
Yeah, I know.
You
I'm
have
aware.
yours. My opinion
I know. We're
is
doing it right now.
the Christian guy that's talking about the Epstein came in and it was this. Like somebody had a gun and goes, he killed himself. Give me a break, Adam.
Okay, so you find Dan Bongino to lack credibility.
In that story, and that's, yes, I do.
Well, there you go.
And that's fine. And guess
So
what?
he'll
You're
answer
going to
that on
watch
his
his podcast, and you're not going to get anything, Adam, because guess what? The most powerful people in the world are those people, and that's my opinion.
Well, I happen to think he has a little more credibility than you're giving him.
He has credit. He was a
is.
Secret Service member. Okay, Adam.
There is a lot of one time we had James O'Keefe here, and he said something.
Stud, by the way.
He said he says sometimes I try to not get too close and become too friendly with all these guys. Mm-hmm. And I said, tell me why. He says, because once you do, you can't call them out. Like when he called Pam Bondi and he's like, hey, you said this, we have the recording.
Yep.
I have to release it. And then she got ahead of it and she went and said, we have tens of thousands of hours of all this other stuff, right? So, I think if you're in media, if you choose to go in, it's almost impossible or hard to get back into politics. However, a lot have done it. A lot of people have done it. This is not, I don't know how many people have gotten this high of a job and then go back into media where was this public of a thing that you were against with vocal.
Yes.
So that's the part. Let's see how he's going to handle it. Yesterday we had a guy that came over there telling me about, they want to be able to give away Bibles to people that are being deported. I said, how are you going to frame that? The guy's like, what do you mean? It's a Christian organization. We gave, some money to this year. I'm not going to mention them because it was a private conversation. It says, the people that are being deported, we want to give them a Bible on their way out, and we're working with the government right now to give them a Bible. I said, okay, let's role play the script. ICE came and arrested me. I got handcuffs behind my back. Give me the Bible. How are you going to hand it to me? Do you understand what just happened right there? Yeah. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Tuck it in his pants?
You're like, look, man, I think it's going to be fine. On your way out here, let me put this under your arms.
Yeah, tuck the Bible in.
God loves you.
Yeah.
But he loves you in Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay?
Afuera.
But by the way, there's a part of it that's being funny, but there's a part of it that's real, right? Bongino has to come back, and in his mind, all he's thinking about is, for months, I bet, how am I going to frame the one question everybody's thinking about? He's thinking all about framing right now, how he's going to present it.
Sir, let me ask you a question. And I don't trust anybody 100%, just like Trump said about, I don't remember who he said. He's like, do you trust him 100%? I don't trust anybody 100%. Level of trust and credibility you think Bongino has? Are you at 80%? Are you at 90%? Are you at 50-50 overall with Bongino?
No, I think Bongino's a very fair player. I think he's a straight-up player. I think he's all around very capable. I think this is a very, very technical, complicated topic that the average person cannot deal with, especially somebody that is a very, very strong Christian. This is a very difficult thing to do, to have this type of access to this type of information. It isn't for everybody. I think Cash can do it because I think Cash has got a cold side to him where it's a what do you call it? You have to be a part of vicious, ice cold, like cutthroat.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cash got some side of that. I don't think that's Bongino.
What's the term you used to describe Trump?
I don't know.
No, you basically were saying like you have to be ice cold.
Yeah, you have to be. Yeah,
maybe that was
I
the
think
word.
Cash has got the ice cold side. I don't think Bongino does. This is not a diss.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people can actually take this as a compliment.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
Like it's a form of a compliment.
And
To Bongino or to Cash?
It's actually a form of a compliment to both.
Oh, yeah.
You either have it or you don't have it. It's not an easy thing to fake.
Bongino's an emotional guy. He's cried on camera multiple
what I'm
times.
saying to you.
But he's a man's man.
how much of this, and I have to go back to faith, Cash isn't a Christian. He doesn't answer to Jesus. Trump is not a Christian. He doesn't answer to Jesus. How do you think a person in these positions, Pat, it's almost impossible to be a Christian and be able to do this type
Then
of stuff?
don't take the job.
Why do you
That's
say?
what I'm saying.
Then don't take the job.
That's what
Like,
I'm saying.
if somebody
That's what I'm
comes
saying.
knocking on your door
Yeah.
and they say, Vinny,
Yeah.
you know, I got a job for you to be the deputy director of the FBI.
I wouldn't be able to do it if it's that type of stuff. Pat.
There is no way you could do
no
the job.
way. You're right. Yeah.
That job is not for
Yep,
you.
I agree.
It's not.
Yeah.
So that's the part to realize and say, like, for instance, there's being a founder of a business, there's being a CEO of an existing established company, there's executive team, there's director, VP, support, compliance.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people want that founder next to their names. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to be content creators, and then they get one bad comment. Oh my God, they don't like me. I'm not talented. They stop creating content. It's not for everybody.
I agree.
Vinny's got a special announcement that I want Vinny to share with you guys. Go ahead, Vinny.
So, guys, as you guys know, the Faith Over Fear line, we had the Faith Over Fear shirt. We just came out. This just come out. It's live
I wore it
right now.
yesterday.
Pat wore this
Freaking
yesterday. It's a
sick.
Faith Over Fear hat. I'm trying to figure out, do we have the symbol here? We have the cross here, Hebrews 11, 1 on the back.
Rob,
And
can you click on the hat and show the pictures?
Yeah, let everybody see this. Guys, it's embroidered. By the way,
It's sick.
I only wear Yankee hats. Oh, yeah, so I only wear Yankee hats. But, guys, you can see the future looks bright on the bottom. This is stitched. Hebrews 11:11, 11:1, that, and then the cross on the side. Like I said, I only wear Yankee hats. But
It's 3D embroidery.
yo, no, it's ridiculous. And I just want, like, this is, like, every time something like this happens, like, the hats finally come in, we're at a pivotal place where right now, with everything that's happening with Christians in Nigeria, as you're seeing what's happening in Europe, you're seeing what's happening in Australia, the enemy wants us to be afraid. I don't know if you guys saw this. Australia, France, Germany, they just canceled all their Christmas celebrations, all their freaking New Year's stuff because they're afraid. I'm telling you guys right now, I've said this before. In the Bible, 365 times it says, do not fear, okay? Just have faith. And when it comes to having faith in Christ, there's one story that I want to say, and you know this. In Matthew chapter 20, I think verse 9, or 9, verse 20 to 22, there's Jesus is walking through Galilee, and everybody, he's healing people. People are touching him and grabbing him, and he's just trying to get through the crowd. And there was a woman that had an issue of bleeding for 12 years. They believe it was like a menstrual situation. She says to herself, and this is in scripture, all I have to do is touch the hem of his robe and I'll be healed, okay? So she crawls through this crowd and she just reaches and touches a string that's hanging off Jesus' robe, and he stops in the crowd and he goes, who touched me? All right? And Peter and everybody's like, Jesus, everybody's touching. He goes, no. Who touched me? He said he felt the power leave his body, and he looks, and the woman is on the floor, instantly healed, and she's crying, Pat. And she stands up and she goes, Jesus, you healed me. And he looks at her and goes, I didn't heal you. It was your faith that healed you. Think about that. Think about that.
It's powerful.
Just touching his clothes, and she was healed. And that's belief. And I want to say one last thing. When Jesus was in Nazareth, he was powerless. He couldn't do any miracles. And you know why? He said because it was their belief because they didn't believe. So your faith is what creates the miracles in your life. And I think this hat is that message. And this is letting everybody know, I'm not afraid. We're not afraid. I'm a Christian. I wear it proud, and I want people to know that. And yeah, that's it. And it's live right now.
I love it. And, you know, you can go to vtmerch.com, place the order, get the hat, get the shirt, get the shoe. All of those we'll put over there for you. Yesterday, I had these pastors that flew in from Australia, and he said the most powerful line. 2 pastors, the guy's from Egypt. His name is Martin Cedro, and his wife, Millicent. And he says, when I was a kid, and my dad and I were talking about becoming a pastor one day, he says, my father told us one thing. If you want to be a pastor, you can't fear. If you fear, don't be a pastor. One doesn't go without the other. You have to be very strong about your faith that you have. So for those of you that are comfortable this Christmas season, New Year's season, going into 2026 with faith, put that on, walk around. You'd be amazed how many people stop by and say, hey, man, I'm with you. Hey, man, I'm with you. I love the stories of just winks with people that are, you know, fans of the show, or, you know, they're looking at each other like, man, you're also Future Looks Bright. You're also Faith Over Fear. You're also Valuetainment. Me too. I'm one as well. So go place the order, or 2 or 3, and gift it to some of the people in your community. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.